Hey everybody, so we are officially unloaded here in Florida. Same clothes, just trying to get it done. I have a quick story how God intervenes and how you can work through things and deal with some stuff where it takes grace and His timing is perfect. So we got everything unloaded out of the rental truck this morning, and then all I had left was the Road King, my motorcycle, in the back of the pickup truck. And I got a great idea that we would back the pickup truck to the rental truck, back it onto there, and then use the ramp to come down. So the first thing we did, we backed up. It was only like itsy bitsy, but itsy bitsy with a 700-pound motorcycle, 720 or 735, something like that, for Shayna and I, is enough to not get it up there. So put a piece of plywood, we still couldn't roll up there. So I used those straps on the floor and made a little cantilever type come along, and I steadied the bike and pushed, and Shayna used that as a come along. Hallelujah, it worked. A little smarter than the average bear. And so that worked, and we got the bike into the moving truck. First stage, good. Shane and I, it was a little stressful because it was heavy, but in the same token, it was still building stress because it's a heavy bike. It's not cheap. We don't want to drop it off of a ramp or anything. So, second part of this, now it's up in the moving truck. We set the ramp, and there's a couple settings for the ramp that I just found out that I wasn't aware of. But anywho, so I pulled it out till it boom, boom, snapped into place, and there was an itsy bitsy space, and I was like, dude, I can drive right down this thing. I didn't go under power, thank God I didn't. I just had it in neutral, and I decided to roll down. So I made it down, front wheel went down the ramp. I was like, we're gold. Let go of the brake and got stuck, buried on the frame. 730 pounds, whatever, 720, 735. I'll have to look it up just to make it, make the story accurate. Anywho, stuck. We tried to lift, didn't work. Shayna was upset. I was upset. We had a small blowout. Transparency here. When I say small, it was big for us, but in the real world and who Shane and I used to be, it was small. But we didn't call each other names. We didn't say anything hurtful. We just argued. And I was in a hurry. I didn't take my time. But fast forward to where God's in the middle of everything. So we didn't eat, and I was going to go to Dunkin'. I said, do you want anything from Dunkin'? I've messaged a friend, Rich Vreeland, who owns a Harley dealership. I said, man, how do I get this thing off? He said, jack up the ramp. It'll go back. And so I was going to go to Dunkin'. I ran to Walmart, got a jack. I went to Walmart first. Here she comes now. I went to Walmart first, got the jack, bought Shayna a flower, because that's what you do when you're mean to your wife. And then went to Dunkin', and the place was packed. And when I say packed, I mean really packed. So down here in Florida, mask stuff, capacity, all that stuff seems to be lifted, at least where we're living, because it was packed in like sardines. Didn't matter. We needed Dunkin'. I needed some time. She needed time to calm down. So we're sitting there, or I'm standing there, and I put my order in, and everybody's waiting. And I hear the lady say to the one person who was waiting that we have a bunch of new people, and we're training them today. We need workers. And I was like, oh, man. So they had our sandwiches up first. We got some croissant sandwiches. But the people who were making the drinks were being trained with the drinks. And, man, they were going slow. And I wasn't even frustrated with them. And I was like, man, dude, like, sandwiches are getting cold. I don't know what I'm running into when I get back to this place. But I'm calming down and I'm like, whatever, God, I trust you. I trust your timing. So she made my matcha and made Shayna's coffee, but made it smaller than what I ordered. She saw the paper and she's like, oh man. So anyhow, she remade it. She said, I think I'm just going to remake it instead of dump it in and try to fabricate it. You know, I said, whatever, take your time. You're doing well. God, I trust you. And sure enough, she gets it done. Now, literally, we are less than a minute away from Dunkin', diagonal through the woods where the beach chickens come out of. So I come across, drive in, and there's a moving van. Da-na-na-na. When I mean moving van, I mean big 18-wheeler moving company, moving a woman here from Long Island, New York. And they couldn't find their unit. So I get a hold of Shayna, said, hey, we need to help somebody down here. I don't know where the units are. Either to Shayna, we just moved here. In the meantime, two guys from the moving company saw that the bike was bottomed out and asked me if I needed some help. And I said, man, between my wife and I fighting and unloading, I do need help. So they got on the engine guard, lifted it up, lifted the front up so I could put it back in the truck, readjusted the ramp so that it would go straight down, rolled it down, and here it is. So, listen, take your time today. You never know who God is putting in your path to help you with your crisis. I'm here to tell you, those dudes may not know it, but the Lord put them at the right place at the right time for the right person. Shane and I are good. We're unloaded. Just getting some set up. I got some things to do outside here. These guys are loading up. We got her to her unit. We had a good conversation with her. But God works through all kinds of people. So don't always be looking for what you think God is and timing and stuff like that. Sometimes God's never early. He's never late, but he's always on time. For us, it feels like he's late, but that's the deal. It's a scoop. God is always looking out for us. I'm out of here. I got stuff to do. I want to be able to be beachfront here this evening to watch the sunset. If not, whatever, but that's our goal. All right, guys, be blessed and look for those people. Look for those angels that God sends because you never know. All right, be blessed.